Here are 10 things you need to do before the friendship update in Grow a Garden. All of these are super important, so I advise watching all the way to the end of the video. These tips will help you out so much before the update even comes out. You will be prepared and ready to go. So make sure to watch this video to the end. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video. It helps the channel out a ton. Let's go ahead and get right into this video and basically all the methods I want to include and show you. So the very first thing is, if you haven't already, I know this is really basic and out there, grind honey. Get as much honey as you possibly can. We've already seen in multiple different leaks that you're gonna need more honey. It's been confirmed on TikTok. It's been confirmed pretty much everywhere that you're going to need more honey. So make sure you're ready, because let me show you this leak real quick. Oh shoot, this is the wrong leak. As you guys can see right here, what I'm talking about is actually this little honey thing right here. This is what we assume is going to be added to the up. So this is, of course, what you're gonna need more honey for. So I don't know if this is a shop. I don't know what exactly this is, but make sure you are ready for that. So the more honey you have, the better you're gonna be. Now the next thing is stockpiling seeds. So past updates often require certain seeds for event shops. Buy and save as many seeds as possible now to prepare for any seed related quest or trades in the new update. So make sure you have a lot of seeds. Make sure you have a variety of plants. I would just recommend making sure you have a lot of seeds ready to go on standby in case you need them for whatever reason. It's always better to be safe than sorry and have a lot of these. But don't worry, I have some more things coming up that are super important that you need to make sure you're doing. And if you're not doing them, you're probably going to struggle with the new update. The next thing is going to be actually, feeding your bees. As you can see, I haven't really been feeding my bees too much, so I need to feed them because you need them to be high level. The higher level, the better. And usually I can just feed them a bunch of these moon melons and they'll be fed pretty quickly. It's honestly probably the best method to feeding these up. I'm just going to feed all of these really quickly. There we go. We just keep feeding these up and then you should be good to go pretty much for this update. Oh shoot, this is not void touch rose. All right. Anyways, guys, so that is true. Make sure to feed every single one of these pets as much as you possibly can. Make sure you have a lot of bees because it is going to be super important when the up comes out. Now, the next thing I'd recommend before I get into the other methods is this is a kind of important thing to do regardless, but that is to make sure you have a stock notifier. If you don't know what a stock notifier is, it's basically something that tracks the seeds when they're in shop and lets you know when their good ones are in. So one thing I would personally recommend is using this one. I will link in the description below, and this is going to be a Roblox Grow Garden stock notifier. Basically tells you how it works. So you have the seed stock right here, and then it tells you what's in stock currently. And as you can see, this is correct. If you go into the stock right here, it said we had 6 carrots. We scroll up, took a second to update, but yeah, there we go. There's 12 and then there's 12. So it does definitely work. And then you have basically everything that's currently in stock. Then you also have your honey stock, which this is going to be very important once this gets fully updated, but you have the flower seed pack and the honeycomb. This doesn't have everything quite yet in it, but it will very soon. Then you have the cosmetic stock, and this is going to tell you everything that's in the cosmetic shop. And then you basically have a little bit more information about that. So this is a really good strategy to getting a lot of seeds, like I said before, with the stockpiling method. So this is what I would recommend doing to make sure you're more prepared. The next thing that you need to make sure you do is you clean up and organize your garden. This is something that I need to do very soon because with the new items coming out, you're going to want room to farm these and prepare, to make as much money as humanly possible. So make sure you have a lot of room in your garden. For me, that's not too much of a problem because I don't have that many crops in here. It's not super full. It just has a lot of random stuff. Make sure you abuse this and make sure you get your farm all nice and cleaned up. That way you have room for new fruits, plants, whatever they're going to add to the game, like they've already with the friendship update. As you can see right here, it says they're going to be adding new features, unlock brand new gears, new seeds, pets, gear, and lots more. So make sure you're ready for that. Now, the next thing you need to make sure you do is you have joined the game early on update day. We all know that they spam a bunch of mutations and tons of different stuff like that. So join the game at least 1 to 1.5 hours before the update to catch secret mutations or hidden content that sometimes will appear before the official launch and may actually never appear after that. A bunch of admin events, they usually spam those. You can get tons of mutations. As you can see, I have the disco mutation currently on a lot of my plants. It is super important that you use this to your advantage also to make more money. All right, so what is the next method? And that is going to be to collect and upgrade your best pets. So make sure you have as many pet slots as possible because again, you're going to need these for the update. I've already said this before, but make sure you have as many pet slots and upgrading your pets and you're using them to the best of your ability. That way you can make as much money as humanly possible when the update comes out. Obviously, I need more bees, so I might go ahead and open up these bee eggs. But no, you do not want to open up these bee eggs. That is the next thing I want to point out is do not open these bee eggs quite yet because we already know what's in these right now, but they are adding more bees to the bee eggs. At least that's what it looks like from the leak. So they're adding more bees from what we know. So you want to just wait. I wouldn't open these. I'd stockpile a ton of these, but I would not actually open any of them. I would wait until the update comes out and then place them all down. That way you have higher chance to get the new ones that are hopefully better and have even more insane mutations on them. So make sure you stockpile that. The next thing is to complete any current quest or event that you need to do. So if you're trying to stockpile money, make sure you get that done. If you're trying to get a bunch of sunflower seeds, make sure to do that because a lot of times when updates come out, they could nerf or buff things. They can make stuff more expensive or less expensive. So make sure you're abusing the stock, the garden, all of that as much as you possibly can. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you're trying to be as prepared as you possibly can for the up. So make sure you're doing all of that. The very next thing is save shekels for the new gear. We already mentioned that there's going to be new gear in the end, and that is probably going to be the pollen planter, or whatever it was called, the pollen blaster. It's the new pollen gun that basically allows you to pollinate your garden way easier. It's going to either be shekels or honey, so make sure you've saved both of these. It is probably going to be in the gear shop over here. Nothing's confirmed quite yet. It could be in that other new area that it looks like has been added from, you know, Jandel's leaks that I just showed you a second ago. It could be in either one of those. So be prepared for that. The next thing is going to be to plan your garden layout. Since garden likes will matter, think ahead for how you want to arrange your plants and decorations for maximum appeal. So basically try to make your garden look as appealing as possible. That way you can get more likes on your garden for when the update comes out. So make sure, again, you get a bunch of likes on your garden by making sure your garden's actually really good. Mine is kind of sloppy. There's just a bunch of random stuff everywhere. A lot of stuff that I'm saving up that I'm going to sell. But yeah, make sure it looks really nice. Maybe start decorating it, do all of that for your garden. Now, the very last and 10th method that I want to share with you is going to be to follow any official social channels that Grow Garden has. Also follow me because I post announcements and tips, basically everything you need to know about the update before it even comes out. I do have videos coming out an hour early before the update even drops. So if you want to get an early sneak look at what you need to prepare for an hour early before the update even comes out, make sure you're subscribed because, again, we do post those early up. Anyways, guys, that is about it for this video. These are the 10 things you need to do to prepare for the next Grow a Garden update. If you guys did enjoy this video at all, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're on the road to 160,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate if you guys did drop a subscription on my channel.